Okay, in this video, we wanted to go through Google Ads for lead generation. So we'll go through the best setup, the things to avoid, and tracking your results. So you make sure the leads that come in are high quality leads, turning into prospects, customers, and then of course more profit from your ads. So typically the best choice for Google Ads for lead generation, you're going to start with search ads and you can build out from there. The reason Google search ads for lead generation are the most beneficial, there's a couple different ones. We'll go through the basics here. You can pick which keywords you show for. A lot of times if you get leads from other sources, even SEO, you can't qualify them as well. You're going to rank for kind of random things, not necessarily what you're targeting, or if you're buying leads or getting leads from other sources and partnerships, referrals, you kind of get a random set of leads, whereas eventually you know which keywords turn into qualified leads that turn into customers that turn into highly profitable customers. Eventually you can pin it down to the keyword with enough tracking put on there. Also, you can block keywords if you're looking for a very specific type of lead. For example, if you're more on the commercial industrial side, you don't want residential or personal, you can block different keywords or certain products or services you don't do, or different areas or types of service, whatever it may be, you can block them. Whereas a lot of other lead sources don't have that many options on there, or different campaign types in Google don't have nearly as much options to pick specific keywords, move budgets, bid higher, or put them in a separate campaign with a higher daily budget, different things like that, or test broader keywords or broad match. There's so many more levers to pull with the Google search campaign for lead generation than all the other ones by far. The other campaign types are good options, but Google search definitely a good option. You could highlight all the benefits you have, what makes you different, stand out from competitors in your ads. You can target specific locations. You could do different locations if you're in multiple states or cities or countries. You can break them out per campaign, or a radius if you're a physical location or you have a service area like a home service or professional services, local services running Google Ads. You can target the exact service area or zip codes that you want to show for. And you can track everything that's coming through. So you can see, are these keywords worth the money? Some keywords are very high cost per click for lead generation. Some are cheap. You need to see kind of what works and what doesn't. So if you're finding this content useful, go ahead and like and subscribe to get more great content like this. Or if you decided you don't really want to learn how to do this yourself anymore, click on the description link below. We'll run everything for you. We'll even do a free audit, free consultation, so you can see exactly what we would do if we took over management of your account. That way you can focus on running your business rather than learning how to run ads all day. The other thing to consider is what to avoid. So you want to avoid showing for keywords that just don't make any sense and they waste money, that are not turning into leads, or the leads aren't good. You want to block those keywords. And you'll also, second thing is qualify them with the ad copy. Again, if you have a minimum spend, or you only do B2B or only B2C or only local, something that qualifies them with the ad itself, that's very easy to do, so you can avoid getting the wrong type of leads and block the wrong keyword. So just check your search terms constantly so you can avoid wasted spend. See what actual search terms you're showing for. Make sure to select your target area correctly. Don't leave it on the default setting of target people in the location or interested in it. Make sure to switch that in your campaign settings to only people that are in that location. Also avoid Google suggestions that pop up throughout your account trying to get you to spend more money or add broad match keywords. Not necessarily a bad option, but they can really take off. Google reps, when they call, they typically just say exactly what's popping up in the account. They kind of have a script. They get their commission if you spend more money. They're not really experts. They don't work for an ad agency or freelance or anything. They work at Google. They want you to spend more money on Google. Their interest and your interest are not lined up at all. You'll start to see they kind of read the same script over and over, or whatever's popping up in Google, like auto apply recommendations, optimization score, other junk that's just an upsell. Make sure to avoid that. For lead generation for Google Ads, Performance Max typically brings in a lot of spam leads. You want to make sure all the tracking is on there to make sure the call is a certain length, or it's a longer form, or feedback which leads are qualified. Performance Max as well as Demand Gen can be very tricky for lead generation. You have to watch the quality of leads. It can be tested with a much higher budget, but for most people doing lead generation on Google Ads, you want to avoid those. Display ads could be a good option. It is a bigger budget option where you do custom audiences, or you do affinity, or you do in-market with maximized conversions, bidding. Again, these are highly technical things. If you're not familiar with that, just don't do display ads at all. If you are familiar with that, those are some good options. You can even do target CPA if you know about what your cost per lead can do. Can work with display ads, particularly custom audiences. But again, these are much bigger budget things. They're very complex. You may not have even know what I just said, which is fine. These are more advanced options. Same thing with YouTube ads. They're going to work similar to display ads targeting. It could be an option, but it's a much bigger budget. It requires a lot of technical knowledge, how to deal with auto bidding, things like that. So Google search is usually your best option when you're doing lead generation on Google Ads. So with the tracking, this is critical for lead generation on Google Ads to make sure the leads you're getting are good. Because just generating the leads is one thing, but having all the tracking in place makes sure that your lead generation on Google Ads is profitable. So you want to track all the forms submitted, whether it's a micro conversion, just like a newsletter sign up, or they downloaded a PDF or a case study, or if it's all the way to the end where they booked an appointment, they booked a consultation or an in-person appointment, like if you're doing home services or remodeling, or if it's B2B, if it's software, if they got a free trial, did they book a demo with a salesperson? Same thing with B2B. It's kind of track all the different options that are on your website. No matter what lead generation you're doing, you will make sure you track those. Track all the calls if that's relevant to you. Not all lead generation will be, but a significant amount do have call leads coming through. So you want to make sure that you put all the settings to only count the call if it's at least 1 minute or at least 5 minutes or something like that. So call tracking metrics, that's what we use at our ad agency, or whatever you use. You can put a minimum call length to count as a conversion inside of Google or Facebook, or whatever you're using. You can have all that tracked in there. You track all the search terms, make sure you're showing for the right keywords and the right search terms. Connect everything to Google Analytics is critical, because you also want to look at time on site. Which pages did they go to? Did they visit, the pricing page, or did they watch a video or something like that? You can look at that in addition to see if it's quality traffic and if it's turning into leads. Where exactly did they go on the site? Were there multiple conversions, kind of smaller ones and bigger ones? All that's critical to track. And for lead generation on Google Ads, you want to make sure you have that CRM integration, whether it's a direct integration or you have to use the API. You can track how many leads were qualified, not just people calling looking for a job, or solicitation or spam calls. You can see how many, how far did they go? Did they do a demo? Did they do a consultation? Did they get a free trial? How many of those free trials turned into purchases, like for a software company? Or how many of them went all the way to the end and also turned into a sale, and how much was the sale amount? All of that can be fed all the way back to Google Ads when you're doing lead generation. So you can actually get a return on ad spend, which is typically for e-commerce, but a lot of people don't do this for lead generation in Google Ads, and it's critical that you integrate your CRM. If you don't have a CRM, set one up for sure. If you do, connect it to Google. That way you can tell Google tells you how many leads are coming in and what's the cost per lead. The CRM tells you the lead quality. Did they close? Did they turn into an appointment? Did they turn into a sale? What was the sale amount? Did they upgrade after a free trial? Or just anything you'd need to know for your lead generation for B2B, for B2C, for service businesses, software, whatever it is. Connecting your CRM and having that extra tracking will really make your accounts much, much more profitable for your Google Ads for lead generation. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, or click on our link to get a free consultation. Or if you're currently running ads, we can do a free Google Ads audit to see kind of how we can make it more efficient for you. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.